Libra, what's up? How you guys doing? I missed y'all. Welcome to your January reading. I'm Chris, and I'm just fussing over shit here while I should be getting ready to do the reading. I should have done this before. Anyway, how are you guys? How was your new year? So, Libra. Lots of Capricorn energy this month. Like on the night I'm recording this, it's the night of the new moon in Capricorn. So that means we have like 5 luminaries in Capricorn. We have the sun, we have the moon, we have Venus, we have Pluto, and we have Saturn. So what's this month about, guys? Especially with the new moon in Capricorn, it's about getting started with that like Capricorn energy, with that Saturn in Capricorn, you know, like focus on your foundations, on your work, on your health, on your personal development, on your progress. Like the new moon in Capricorn kind of kicks that off for us, right? Saturn's been in Capricorn for a few weeks now, but it's really with the new moon in Capricorn that the attention is really drawn to our foundations. And Libra, being the airy-fairy sign that you are, this month it's important to like really pay attention to your foundations, to like really hustle, right? Because we also have Jupiter and Mars in Scorpio, and that's giving you guys a lot of energy to like really focus on your money, to get passionate about your careers, to have like all this drive to be a fucking star. Libra, you're a star. I love this. First card out, we got the star. You know, to me right now, like this is kind of showing where Libra's been and where you are right now, right? Because I know you guys have been going through it. Like we've all been going through it, but you know, Libra's been going through it. And I think that Libra has had a hard time really getting situated in themselves, right? Which is what the star is saying to me. It's about like getting situated in yourself. It's about like recognizing your power, recognizing what you have to offer, right? Because for instance, like my little sister's a Libra, and every time she asks me for a reading, like, she's fucking looking for love. And I swear to God, every single time I read for her, it was about career. It was about finances. And I'm like, sorry. The cards are not, like, talking about love right now for you. Talking about getting your shit together. There's the theme of January. Libra is getting their shit together. Libra is hustling. Libra has drive. Libra has focus. Libra is like maybe feeling good about yourself. Like with the star, it's like feeling good about yourself. It's exuding this charisma, this energy, this positivity, right? That you can only really feel when you feel good, right? It's like how people like take care of themselves more. They like zhuzh themselves up. They work out, they groom, they buy nice clothes. Like you guys know what that's all about. You're like the luxury, like give me more nice pretty things, which is fine. I support it. Just as long as you're not going broke doing it, I support it, Libra. Because like that's what you're meant to do on this planet, right? I was just talking to Aquarius the other day about like what they are the dreamers. Like the world needs them to invent. The world needs them to imagine big. In a lot of ways, Libra, like the world needs you to floss. The world needs you to be beautiful and like charming and like and charismatic and, you know, just like the person that walks into a room and like you're glowing. That's the charm of Libra, right? It's all about like balance and you know, not liking conflict and harmony and stuff, but ultimately like you guys are the sweet talkers. You're the charmers, right? People like fall for you. And you kind of do it effortlessly. So here we are, Libra, with you guys finding your power. With you guys coming into yourself and with you guys like seeing Empress, seeing like your worth is what I want to say, right? Like how could you not look at these 2 cards and say like, this is about worth? The Empress is all about like maternity and taking care of things and like really finding value in yourself and in the people you care about, right? So to me, what this is saying with like the Empress coming right after the stars, like Libra has been kind of doing this. You've been taking care of yourself. That's why you're here right now. right? Like you've been focusing on you. You've been focusing on your material world. You know, I had some crazy fucking troll was like yelling at me in one of the other videos about, I don't care about money, I don't care about material things. But she was crazy. She was like talking about how she wanted to like literally kill people. But like the point being, and what I'm saying here is like, it's not about material. I think you guys get this. Like, I don't think I have to lecture Libra on this. This was a fucking weirdo ass Scorpio lady. Right? You guys get it. It's not about like being shallow. It's not about being superficial. It's about comfort. It's about like real security, right, in your life. That's what makes people happy. That's what all the like the money and you know the trappings are about. It's about you guys are ruled by Venus, right? Like how you feel. Like the comfort and the energy and the warmth that you bring to like your own life and the people around you in the world. Right? And so I think this is you guys taking care of yourselves. That's how we ended up here. So it's good. This is a good jumping off point for the rest of the month and the rest of the reading, right? And since we're talking about people in your life and taking care of yourself and stuff like that and shining, right? At the end of the month, we have an eclipse in Leo. And for Libra, that's going to have a lot to do with like your social networks, your connections, your friends, your family, right? Like real focus and energy put into how you're connecting with people. And how you're showing up in your relationships. And what better omen than the star, right? The star is like someone who exudes charisma and charm and power and like sweetness. So right now, Libra, I think you've been doing the right thing. Right? Getting right with yourself, focusing on you. Right? Getting that stack right. It's promising. It's so I feel like we've been having this conversation for so long about Libra. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. And this is telling me you guys been doing the work. Very nice, Libra. I am so proud of you. Hey, like what a great like start to the reading, especially to start with the new year. The Three of Wands, right? Looking to the future. Feeling like creating visions of where you want to be and who you want to be and how you want to, again, like how you want to show up in the world. Right? Like what a promising next step after you come out of this place of caring for yourself, of you know, nurturing yourself and building yourself up. And now look, now it's time, Libra, you can start looking to the future. You can start making plans, right? This is so exciting. I love this card for you guys. It's such a indication of like a healthy, powerful mindset. Right? This isn't looking to the future in like this fantasy land kind of way, right? Head in the clouds, pie in the sky kind of way. There's a little bit of that here, but this is like really, there's a sense of like anticipation of like something good happening. So to me, it's very concrete, right? It's not like a cups kind of daydreamy. This is like a wands kind of daydreamy where it's fire, it's ambition. What I was just saying before about your drive, your will and your passion to get your life right. So Libra's going to be thinking about the future this year. And just feeling good. Like, I feel like everything starts with this star. Like, even look at the image, like the way that she's holding it in her hand and the rays are just like, they can't help but like burst out. Right? That's what I feel for you guys. That sense of just like shining, being bright and like killing it. So this Capricorn energy, I think, is working with you guys. It's working for me too. I don't know. I haven't done the, I did do the Aquarius. It seems like the grounding energy of this Capricorn has really been working well for the earth signs, right? Like the earth signs have been really, like I've been talking for a while about being a messy ass Gemini, like scatterbrain, like one thing to the next, back to the first thing. I was scared about Capricorn, Saturn and Capricorn. Right? Because I was like, oh, this is going to fuck my life up. Five of Cups. Okay, so like still not out of the woods yet. Right? But I think this is also perfect. Okay, I knew I wanted to pull one more. Four of Pentacles. Okay, so I was just gonna say I don't really feel like this is Scorpio dwelling on the past. I feel like this is Scorpio. Sorry, the Scorpio card is confusing me. This came up for Scorpio too, I think. It's not about Libra dwelling on the past. It's about Libra kind of reflecting on it, right? So the traditional idea of this card is like this person is so fixated on these cups, he can't see the other cups that are like available to do something with, right? But I almost feel like for Libra, this is almost like what I'm getting from this expression and the way the cups look right now is sort of like a last goodbye. A final farewell to the bullshit. You know, like, this is you guys, like, maybe looking back one last time, but, like, you're moving forward, right? And that's why I was so happy to see the Four of Pentacles. Real groundedness, like, how fucking much better can you get, like, for Capricorn season than to get the Four of Pentacles? It's the Sun in Capricorn. It's about structure. It's about foundations. It's about being solid. And what did I say before? This new moon in Capricorn is all about you guys being solid and making a foundation for the rest of the year in a material way. And I'm glad we had this conversation earlier about, like, you guys get what I mean when I say that. It's not about, like, that love and all that stuff doesn't matter. It's just that this is the time to focus on this stuff. On your foundations, right? Like, and that's why I especially feel like, I mean, look at these cards, the way they're sandwiched together, right? That light is annoying. It's this sorrow and like grief and dwelling, but like sandwiched with like vision and building, right? So you can't get stuck in that watery, like emotional energy here. Because you've got this on one side and the Three of Wands on one side and the Four of Pentacles on the other side. Real growth. Real, like, building. So this is like, Libra's not only looking towards the future, that's why I said, like, it feels concrete, right? This is the last card of the basis that we have here. The card of concreteness. Like, Four of Pentacles is strong, sturdy foundations. Right? A lot of times, you know, the way the Rider-Waite deck depicts it, it feels very negative, like miserliness. But to me, the Four of Pentacles is always about, like, I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that body. Look at that body. He worked out. But seriously, like, it's about strength. That's why the artist drew this way. And this isn't the first deck that I've seen kind of use this kind of imagery, where it's about strength and balance and solidness. And really like having a firm grasp on your finances, a firm grasp on your material world and your well-being, right? Like with these cards together, it's like your well-being. Again, that's why I mentioned the thing about the materialism. It's not about things, it's about security, it's about structure, it's about home and family and like the things you can do with your life when you're like secure, when you're like moving out of this place. Most excellent, Libra. We're gonna pull two path cards here and see what we got going for you. But I mean, what a fucking turn of events for you guys, huh? I know, I think the last video is when I told you guys to focus on your paper, right? Best revenge is your paper. And now it's like we're here. Remember what I said? Like, you guys have been doing the fucking work. I want to give you like a little cookie. Like a money cookie. I don't know, that doesn't make any sense. But that's... like, you don't need the calories, right? Fuck that. Who doesn't like a cookie, right? You get a cookie, Libra. I would make that the title of this video, except people who don't, I think a lot of people would understand and think it was like fucking stupid. Ho, 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 buddy. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups. And we have the Knight of Cups, Prince of Cups. Right? So, I'm only going to say this is in a bad way because I remember this fuckboy coming up before. Do you guys remember? And normally I see this as just like a beautiful, romantic, seductive, sensual card. But also, guys, like, I think let's take the fuckboy out of it, right? I mean, look at the cups we're dealing with, right? Five of Cups is like turning away from emotional distress. Eight of Cups is like walking away from past situations. Like, this is almost like the way I interpreted the Five of Cups. Like, the next logical step is the Eight of Cups. Right? I said you're turning away, like one last look, and then peace, bitch. Libra out. Right? Do you guys see that? So in this context, you know, okay, hey fuckboy again, right? You can keep fucking with this fuckboy. That's a lot of fucks. So maybe you're getting it too, Libra. Hey. That's weird because my sister is watching this. She better be. Shit. But you can stay with this fuckboy, right? Or this is also like the potential of Libra just still staying in that like place of emotions where I'm telling you guys, like, it's time to get out of that shit, right? We're looking at earth energy here. We're looking at shining the fucking brightest with the star. Right? Now is not the time for this. If you're in a relationship, I mean, don't like neglect your partner, but it's a good time like to be inward. You know, that doesn't feel like the thing to do. Like, it's passion, but it's not that like, it's that fiery wands passion. Right? It's like the collecting your material goods kind of passion. It's like that inside out good feelings passion. Oh, that crazy Scorpio woman also had a problem with saying feels. She said it was a leftard new catchphrase and I should go smoke a fucking unicorn horn. I was like, yo, you got a unicorn horn? Why are you holding out? I'll smoke that. I have to laugh because, like, these fucking trolls. Anyway. So, Libra, like, again, I want to say it's time to get out of the emotions. If that means, and you might hate me for saying this, if that means, like, putting the dating love life on the back burner, like, that's why I said if you're with somebody, not to neglect them, but, like, right now it's about you and your life. Like, if you're in a partnership, it's time to like think about your independence within that relationship, right? Like, not to put it out there, but like, say if your partner left you tomorrow, would you be okay? Like, financially, materially, would you have a place to live? Would you be financially able to take care of yourself and maybe your kids? Right? Like, that's a maybe negative way to think about it, but it also might bring like the idea into light, right? Just like of giving you a different perspective on like, am I okay? Am I safe? Am I secure? You know, and if you're not, like, perfect, like, just maybe stop dating for a little while. I mean, you could get yours, right? I did say there's a lot of fucks in this reading. But, like, get yours, Libra, but, you know, I know it's not the easiest thing, but you have to detach a little bit from the idea of like partnerships right now, right? Because when you're like this, when you're this magnetic, you're going to get attention, right? And also like what I feel is like you're going to call the right person to you. When you're like desperate and just out trying to find somebody, you're going to pick the wrong people. You're going to attract the wrong people. But when you're just shining, like, I'm a Libra moon, so I don't know if this pertains to me too, but like, I swear to you, every time I'm in a place where I'm like, I feel great about myself, I'm like amazingly happily single, and I'm just like out, I swear, like, I'm like a magnet. Like it just draws people in when you're feeling like this. People pick up on that shit. You don't have to be like spiritual or intuitive. Like, people are drawn to people who feel good. Right? Have some discernment about who's being brought close to you, because this kind of can suck like everything in. Right? But I think the lessons we've been through, Libra, like this self-care, this like Four of Pentacles, this Eight of Cups walking away from the energy is kind of telling me like you guys will be okay. Right? You'll be okay with like who you have around you. When that Leo eclipse comes at the end of the month, your relationships are going to be clear. Like, you're not going to have any question about where you fit into your roles with people, where you fit in your family, where you fit with your friends, who's a real ride or die and who is like a leech. 3 outcome cards. I'll just do it all at once. Libra. Okay. I was going to say, so far not a damn thing wrong with this reading. At the bottom of the deck, 9 of Swords. We'll get to that. I want to get to these outcome cards. 10 of Wands. Right? So I've been interpreting this as really in the more positive light. Right? And especially now, looking at it, and especially in the context of the other cards, which we'll take a look at in a second, this is like a healthy taking on of responsibility. This is what I've been saying about Libra doing, right? Like getting to work. Like hustling. Right? Because the 10 of Wands, yeah, it can be about being overburdened, right? But it's also can be a healthy sense of responsibility. Like, you have Saturn and Sagittarius, right? The sign of like restriction with the sign of expansiveness and adventure. And those two things kind of meeting in the middle could become a very healthy like level of responsibility. Sometimes this card is interpreted as this guy is like carrying these wands back to his village. Right? He's taking on a burden for the greater good. This is healthy responsibility, Libra. This is you guys hustling. And yeah, the black figure on his back is kind of the projection of his like inner darkness, but like it's that. It's the 9 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, right? It's that thing that's fueling you. It's kind of, I don't know if we've had this talk with you guys. I've had this talk with other signs about taking like using things that are on the surface kind of negative and like making them productive. Right? So right now this guy is sort of like I was going to say like the guy whipping someone just kind of like motivating you, right? I'm trying to think of an example. I feel like they're there of like someone who's healthily like riding your back, right? Like this anxiety, it's like you're never going there again. You want to get the fuck out of this place, this anxiety, this worry, this fear, and you can use it, right? Like, remember what you've been through. Remember the hardships you faced. Remember how broke you were. Remember how alone you were. And use that to drive you forward. To like really put like some fire under your ass to make sure you never get there again. And not saying you can't ever get there again, but like, you know, this reminds me of my breakup. Like 2 years ago, we were so intertwined that when we broke up, like I was not prepared financially. Right? It was like emotionally devastating, but this is what I was telling you guys, like financially, like I was not okay on my own. I was struggling for a long time. I'm still dealing with that 2 years later, the repercussions of that. So when I used that example earlier, like I didn't think this was going to even come up, but the example of like making sure you're okay, like that's where you need to focus. making sure you're okay. Using that like sense of like, I'm never going to be in this vulnerable place again. I'm never going to be this helpless again. I'm never going to be like this again. And I mean, like realistically, we're all going to get there again and again, but right? Like to the point where like, you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. You don't know where you're going to sleep. You don't know like who is a real friend and who's not. Use this power, use this energy you have right now to like make a foundation so that you're protected, right? Like, because what comes next? The Nine of Wands. This is exactly that. This is that like knowledge and knowing becoming a defense, right? Becoming something that keeps you safe. This card can sometimes be interpreted a lot of different ways. Like I think about it sometimes as paranoia and stuff like that. But right now it's like, you learned your lessons. You've been knocked around and you've learned your lessons and now you know better. Exactly what I was just saying with the Ten of Wands. You know better. You know how to keep yourself safe. You know how to be secure. You know how to make sure that this place never happens, that place of Nine of Wands, Swords never happens again. There will be different struggles, but like never again are you going to be in that place. Whatever it was that you learned from, you will never be there again. You learned. You know what to look out for. And then last but not least, a lovely way to end this, the Fool. Right? Like light-hearted spirit, Libra. Like I see you guys having fun again. I see you guys, like this is, to me, I don't even really see the Fool like this usually, but right now it's like going out, having fun, socializing. Yeah, like being the social butterfly. Being fun, being magnetic. Right? Like, because your money's getting better, and your health is getting better, and your living situation is getting better. A fresh start. Fresh start for the new year. Like everyone's like, new year, new me, but like Libra, like that's you. The Fool, new year. Guided by your intuition, guided by knowing what it is that you need and what you need to look out for. So I'm gonna just go ahead and show you all the cards together real quick. Like hardly a negative thing here to say, right? Everything that's come up negative is, I've seen it in the most like positive interpretations possible, right? With this Five of Cups, like moving on, grounding with the Four of Pentacles, security, like taking on responsibility and starting over, being brand new, letting go. Do you see how much there is about just like letting go? How much lightheartedness there is here? How much like groundedness and self-care there is? Yeah? Super cool, Libra. I'm so excited. It's fucking dope. All right, so we're gonna pull some oracle cards here. So you guys know in the description below, I do have a link for personal readings. They're currently at 40% off for the month of January, so really inexpensive if you just want to try one out. Also, my Instagram is in the description. Like, subscribe. I love the House of Light and Shadow is what I imagine becoming like a spiritual community. And the comments are our dialogue. The subscriptions are kind of like you're joining the house. And I love that. It's only going to get better, bigger and better, right? Lots of big things planned for this thing. Readings are only the beginning. Okay. Okay. And okay. Start off with the Scorpion. Kind of like the Nine of Wands in a way, right? Like learning where to step, having caution. Like this is somebody who doesn't maybe have walls up, but knows how to like maybe not let people in right away. Like get a little bit of a sense of people before you let them into your like personal space or your circle, right? So not bad at all. Not in the least bit. This is like Libra having learned their lessons. Now you know that Scorpion's venom is lethal, so you're going to be more careful. You're going to look out for it. I don't take this, sometimes I take this as an omen, like you better watch your back. You in danger, girl. But like right now, it just seems like it doesn't need to be emphasized. It's kind of like you know how to look out for the red flags. And then the egg, birth, being brand new, Libra. Just keep in mind that the egg is still in need of some nurturing, right? It's there, it's like incubating, but like it's a promise of something to come. It's a promise of a new birth, of new life. So don't like stop taking care of yourself. Don't, this is funny, it fell right on top of it. I was gonna say, like, with the Scorpion and the Ten of Wands, it's sort of like, don't wear yourself out. Don't like be too rigid, I want to say. So keep taking care of yourself, Libra, doing what you're doing, and the possibilities are going to be endless. That's what both of these cards are. The Egg and Fool is like unlimited possibilities. Your life can be whatever you want it to be, whatever you can imagine it to be. And the last card here is the Fox. What we said about being brand new, about like starting over, right? Again with the Fool. Taking on a new identity, taking on a new life, being lighthearted, being, a different person, a person who's grown, a person who's maybe a little tougher in a good way, a little jaded, fine, but in a good way. Yeah? Really nice little omen here at the end of the reading. You can be whatever you want. You can take on whatever identity you want. You can like have whatever life you want. It's in your hands. It's in your control. Libra, I love you guys. That was a beautiful reading. I hope like you guys found it as exciting as I did, because you earned it. You deserve it. Really. It's easy to say, but like you guys have been through it, and I know you've been through it. And you've like suffered and cried and had a hard time. But now it's time to fucking shine. Remember, like, we're not out of the woods yet. There's still some healing to be done, some still like emotional stuff to handle, but you're almost there. It's a new day for Libra. All right, guys, again, like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Check out the readings if you want one of those. Otherwise, I'm just super excited to talk to you through these videos. And I hope you have a fantastic month and a fantastic new year. I salute you, Libra. Happy new moon. Buenas noches.